Hi guys, welcome to Foreplay Podcast, a safe space for all things sex. Remember, if you're ready for sex, you're ready for fuck.
To another episode of Foreplay Podcast, motherfuckers. It's Aries season, and I'm ready to fuck shit up.
Mm-hmm.
That was an amazing entry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was so much fun. Welcome, ladies.
Welcome.
It's been a while.
It's been a pretty, it's been a hot minute.
Yes.
Oh, it feels so good to be back filming. I was excited all day.
Oh,
It was,
that's
it was
so
a
cute.
couple weeks.
Yep.
But we did some other important things in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can't bring anything to mind.
I know, I'm like, what did we do?
No, we had some quality time together, which was super important.
Yep.
We did something. Why do I feel like we made
We had
something?
meetings. Like, we're just trying to
Yeah.
make our quality
Meetings.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to be a little bit more consistent in the production that we put out for you guys and for us.
Mm-hmm. As well.
Top quality.
Yeah.
Top notch.
Just a lot of boring behind the scenes things.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it'll all pay off eventually.
Definitely.
Which leads us into what are we talking about today?
Yeah.
Today, we are talking about abortions and pregnancy and what happens
Contraception.
when, like, the ooey gooey goes inside of the sticky icky. You know what I
Ah.
mean? So, like, what that looks like if you're making the decision to not have a sweet little baby.
Mhm.
You know?
And then what do you do after you make that decision?
Yeah, and how do you know if you're gonna have a sweet little baby? Like, does the stork come and just tell you, by the way, you're expecting?
Mm-hmm.
And like I just picture 16-year-old me in like the passenger seat of my boyfriend at the time's truck,
Hiccup drop.
being like, I'm pregnant, like, oh my god, and like just all of those emotions,
Yep.
and you're
Yeah.
16 and you're just like, what the fuck, and you're so convinced.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, going through like all of those and what would be good information for us to know.
Yeah.
Like the what do you do when you're like, oh shit?
Like, what
Yeah.
if it really happened?
Yeah, and what you can do quickly
Yeah.
before it gets. I don't want to say out of hand. That sounds horrible.
It's a lot of information coming crashing down really fast.
Yeah.
And you're probably petrified because I feel like whether you're trying to have a baby or not trying to have a baby, realizing you're pregnant is like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like, this is really a thing. Your life forks, I think, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was younger and having sex, I knew that if I was pregnant, I would call Emily to take me to the abortion clinic because she drove. And I know she would.
had a
So I was
backup
like,
plan.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
because there's no way I'd be able to tell my parents. It would be
Oh,
like
yeah.
a covert, secret operation,
Yep.
Yeah.
you know? But,
I guess, too, just really quickly for, like, a disclaimer, I guess, for our video, I guess, trigger warning as well for some people. And also, I mean, I can speak for myself, but I guess I can kind of speak for them as well. But everyone has their opinions on, like, pro-life and all that stuff. And we're not here to tell you what to do. We're just here to share what we know.
And give a little bit of information and just open the conversation up in like a light manner because these have all been very heavy emotions for some of these like experiences that we can look back on and be like, ha ha ha, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
But and then for some people that we don't even have those experiences.
Yeah.
So just sharing some info on
Yeah.
that.
and if anyone watches this and is like, holy shit, I have a story that you might like to hear,
Mm-hmm.
send it our way, please and thank you, because we've only experienced so much and we've only researched so much, but other people have lived much crazier things, so
Very
share
true.
them our way. With that being said,
Mhm.
let's scooch this sweet little boot. I don't know why I'm so like today, but to
It's
what's
your
new.
birthday
Oh
on
yeah,
Saturday.
it's Aries
Yeah.
season. My birthday is on the 31st, and I'm so excited. I feel like 22 was so fast because
Yeah.
it's like an out of body experience. Like none of it was about me, and like that's okay. But
But it was like our life was kind of out of our control. So it wasn't like, this year I want to do this, this, and this.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
I accomplished it. It was like,
Yes.
no, we were in COVID and lockdown for half the year and then COVID for the whole year.
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't like, oh, what am I gonna, I don't know. I think it was
But-
still a fantastic year.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I was looking at my old photos, just scrolling through, and I was looking at all the fun things we did this summer. We actually did a lot. Like,
Yeah.
we have, like, a lot of memories from this year, even though as shitty as it was, like, I'm really thankful for all the things that we did. And, like,
Totally. And I'm so glad you said that, because like I feel like this year showed us what our lives would be like on a daily basis if we just kind of like slowed the fuck down for a
Totally.
moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we're meant to live small lives, which I'm thankful for.
Mhm.
But also, like, it was nice to be like, well, let's go work out in the sun again. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was fantastic. But so that is totally off topic, but a very strong sentiment nonetheless. For what's new, I just stopped by my ex's house to pick up a piece of mail, and it was like something that like a company had sent to try and get my money back, kind of thing. Like, be a customer again.
Mhm.
So it wasn't important, but I didn't know that, so I went to go pick it up, and we chatted for a little bit, and it was so nice. It was like so refreshing. But I want to know the horrible, honest truth.
Mhm.
Should you talk to your exes? And like,
Ooh, this is a good
yeah,
one.
right? Because I feel like there's very two ways about it, and I've heard both sides. But I feel like I've switched between both sides,
Mm.
and here I am, petting his dog. So I feel like G locked and loaded.
Yeah, G,
let's gonna be apart.
G, that's gonna be honest.
Yeah,
truth.
like I don't want no sweet shit.
Okay, well, honestly, from my perspective, like, I don't have, like, great relationships with a lot of my exes, so I personally don't talk to them, but the ex that I do talk to sometimes, I do it for, like, attention purposes, because I know they still, like, want me, so it's just very, like, fills my ego, which obviously is not fair to your ex. Please don't fucking do that.
It's honest, and I fucking love it because
Yeah, honestly, it is what it is.
But I don't know. I just feel like just with so much history with someone, there's always like so many routes you can go. Like, it's very important to set boundaries for fucking sure. Especially if you're going to actually see them. Like, not just talk to them, like, you're actually going to go see them. You know what I mean? It's different. I don't know. It's just different for every circumstance, but check on your motives before doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, and hanging out like that. It's funny this conversation is happening because I was going out for lunch with my ex tomorrow.
Mhm.
And I'm working, so we had to reschedule, and he was like, it's okay, I'm not overly concerned, like, we'll find a day. And I was just like, sounds good. But then I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like,
You want to hang out with
you're
me?
not overly concerned, like, go fuck yourself. But that's like, that's the part of me that's like, yeah, maybe it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
But then there's part of me that's like, no, like, it's, like, we're buds. It's fine.
Exactly. But also, like, seeing my ex, I was like, I don't know, because I wasn't planning to go in and, like, chat with him or whatever, and he, like, invites me in, and I feel like after we broke up, I suddenly had feelings for him again. Don't know if anyone can relate, but I was like, oh, I changed my mind. And he was like, no. And I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, I don't think so. And I was like, okay. But so it felt good for him to, like, want to talk to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's definitely an ego thing. But it also, like, I do... Like, there was a reason we got along for such a long time, and I would be so open to a platonic friendship.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if that's a reality. I feel like I'm much more, like, I'll romanticize it. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I also feel like I personally haven't been in a relationship that was like 5+ years. Like, even just like around like a good chunk of your life with that person. Like, I was in a relationship with a guy for 2 years, and now I'm blocked on everything. So it's just like, you win some, you lose some. But if you do have, like, another example, like, let's say you had kids with this person, or like even like a pet with this person. Like, if you can still be like civil and like chat with them and just like coexist with them, that's fine.
That's a good point to bring up, because I feel like our relationships have lasting impacts on us, regardless of time period, but not, like, lasting enough like a human being. So we always have the choice to disconnect or reconnect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I'd rather drop dead than speak to my ex again, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Fair enough.
Fair
Fair enough.
I agree. Like, my parents are divorced, and obviously they still speak with each other, and it's civil. And I think in your case, if you like having a platonic friendship is fine if you can like compartmentalize or decompartmentalize
Compartmentalize
Mhm.
is totally
from romance to just being friends. And if you can do that, then I don't see a problem. But for me personally, I would never want to talk to my exes ever again.
See,
Yeah.
I like talking to my ex because it just is like sometimes the comfort that I need to be
Mhm.
like, okay, I can do this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
just like that like embrace of love that I know is unconditional on both ends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's just that like we fucking he's brushing his teeth in the morning and I'm taking a shit.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
you know, like,
home base for so
Yeah.
those things they like you can't unsee that and you can't unexperience
Yeah.
that. So I
Mhm.
think it's like comforting knowing that everything else has changed.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like an old friend, but like obviously more. But it's like
Mhm.
you still, as much as you don't know that person. I went through like a whole loop of this
Mhm.
through my breakup with my ex, but you don't know that person anymore. But you also very much so still know that person just
Oh,
as much as
totally.
you did. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? When you
Mhm.
were like sleeping in the same bed.
Mhm.
It's such a weird middle ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
It is nice too, like if something comes up that was like a happy memory that you guys had, or just even something that like you guys shared together that maybe you couldn't like talk to your friends about.
Yeah.
And then it's nice to be able to text them and be like, haha, like this happened, like how funny is that, or whatever. And it's like harmless, but it's like kind of a friendship level, but not your friends. You're just like chatting like normal.
And
Yeah.
even like the other day I texted my ex and I was like I was like, hey, I have a super serious question to ask you. Do you have a sec? And I didn't like say like, and I didn't double text and be like, just kidding.
Mhm.
And then he was like, yeah, do you want me to call you? And I was like, no, text is fine. And he was like, what's up? And I was like, do your parents put the cheese on the garlic toast and then put it in the oven, or did they do it separate and melt the cheese after? And he was just like LMAO. But it was just funny that we could still like
Yeah.
have that
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have to immediately be like, just kidding. Like what's the recipe for the cheese bread?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's like you draw from all of those experiences you had together, but whether you're allowed to like reopen those is like the question.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so take what you will from that conversation.
Yeah, the old circle, we got
Yeah.
absolutely nowhere, but we're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Anything new with you guys?
Honestly, no. Not this week.
My house is finally being fixed.
Yeah, that's so
Nice.
Yeah.
exciting.
Finally.
Do they? Does
Construction.
everyone know what happened with your house?
I can't remember if I talked about it, but I got really bad water damage from a toilet. It like leaked through my ceiling, and now my whole main floor, they had to rip all the drywall off. All the beams were
Goddamn.
exposed. I have to get
Yeah.
all the floorings replaced. It's a disaster. They finally started working on it after like 3 weeks to 4 weeks, but it's gonna take them a long ass time. So I'm like living out of my bedroom.
Did the condo board, did they have to pay for it?
I think it goes through our insurance, so we
Oh,
don't have to pay for
insurance,
it,
yeah.
but we just have to pay for a deductible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's finally getting done. But it
Wow.
looks, my house looks like a crime scene because there's fucking like sheets everywhere.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah,
What is your vision right now for what your house is gonna look like? Because you do have to rip up all the floors. What's that gonna look like?
Oh
for you?
wow.
okay. Well, the floors we have now are kind of like a dark tan color, but like not in a cute way. Like I don't like the flooring that we have now, and I think it's laminate. We want to get vinyl, and I think we want to do like a lighter brown color.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, like more like
Ooh.
natural
I'm excited
brown,
for
but
the
like
vibes.
light. Yeah,
Nice.
I think it'll
cute.
just
Sweet.
yeah look much better. But yeah, that's pretty
Cool.
much it. I had a job on Monday, and now I don't have a job. on Sunday.
So
Oh,
can you
no.
walk us through that?
Okay, so I can't give too many details away, but this company makes things.
Well, I
You're
don't
only
think
there
it.
for 3 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think it really.
Okay, well, I won't say what their name is, but I had to make jewelry for this company. And I have diabetes. We all know this. My hands shake really, really bad, and it's not something I can control. And anxiety makes it worse. So, like, imagine being in a new job, you're, like, already nervous, right? So, I'm like, I have 2 pliers, and I'm, like, opening these tiny-ass key things to, it's a mess. It's very tedious. And, of course, my hands shake, so it takes me, like, twice as long. And she's looking over my shoulder on Wednesday, and she's like, why is this taking you so long? And she's like, well, do you think that's going to get better? I was like, unless you have the fucking cure for diabetes, I don't fucking think so.
Oh my god.
And then she was like, okay, well, we'll see how it goes for the next couple of days. And I was like, okay. And then I thought about it, and I was like, what's the point? It's not going to get any better. So I talked to her, and I was like, I don't think this is a good fit for you or me. And then I just kind of pieced the fuck out. That was it. That's the whole thing. Yeah.
Shit.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm still getting that good EI, so
Yeah, it wasn't meant to be.
yeah.
Yeah. Another will come.
It's true. But yeah, that's about it. That's all
Nice.
the new stuff in my
There you go.
Yeah, a job will come.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have had 2 threesomes in the last little chunk of time.
Wow.
First one was me and my partner, and we had someone come in, and then the one like 2 nights ago, it was me joining another couple.
Okay.
And I would say me and my partner having someone come in was much better sex. Not because of the dynamic. Well, probably because of the dynamic a little bit, but guys, the one I had on Friday, his dick ain't getting big. His dick gets smaller and smaller every time.
No.
Every time.
No.
And
Not good.
Oh, I watched
This last time too.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
but no, I can't handle it.
But
Oh,
you know, it
no.
is what it is.
But it was it was fun. It was really good. Same as last time.
Yeah.
Just like most of it was all like so fun. We went to Spencer's and he bought us lingerie.
That's so fun.
Right? So like, and we picked it out. That was fun. We picked out a truth or dare game. That was fun, even though the game was actual shit.
I feel like those games never live up to their
Yeah.
expectations.
Because I was like, we should get the dice.
Yeah.
But,
Like Twister. Twister would be a good one.
yeah.
Naked Twister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
But the good thing though, out of that threesome experience, they tied me really good ties, like solid
Nice.
quality ties, to my wrist, and I was like, ow, but like more,
But also,
Yeah.
and tied me to the door,
Oh.
and then tied me to the door, and then they were both like, I don't know whose fingers were in me, but like someone was kissing my neck, someone was like inside of me, and like it was good.
There you go.
So there was
Nice.
moments, and then the rest of it was, and literally I was like, I gotta check the time. I was like, I gotta go home.
It's almost like a situation that's like too good to be true. Like if the dick was so good,
Yeah.
that whole thing.
Oh my god, it would have been
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
And she was fingering me, and it was awesome, really good. But it slipped,
No.
and she just got her French manicure,
No.
Oh.
and it sliced my pussy. Like, actually, I put my my like, you know how you like tap the light 3 times and it gets super bright? Your like makeup light.
Oh, okay.
I took that and I'm like putting it on my pussy to like spreading my lips to see where this thing is, because I was like, it hurts to pee.
Oh.
That sucks.
Yeah, and sure enough,
Just stinging
nice
it.
and red.
But isn't your pee like antibacterial or something like that? So at least it's like.
I don't know.
Don't you like pee
I'd
on
fact
certain
check that.
things?
I think like
Oh, if you get stung by a jellyfish.
Okay, is urine sterile and can be used as a survival tool? 2016. Mr. Cooper says, it's fine to
Mr.
use
Cooper.
urine to irrigate cuts and wounds, but has to be ... loading, but has to be...
Your own
Ding, ding,
pee.
motherfuckers.
And then another one says, unfortunately, urine is not as germ-free as you might think. So, yeah.
it's a pick your own adventure.
Yeah.
But your body, like, that's why I'm not so worried about it. I'm just gonna let my body do its thing.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it doesn't get an infection.
I had that same
Yeah.
thing happen to me and I didn't get infected. So you probably will be okay.
Just monitor it.
Yeah, and your vagina's pretty self-sufficient
Yeah.
for the most part,
True.
anyways. The whole function of the thing. But moral of the story for the threesomes, vibes gotta be good and the sex has gotta be good.
Yeah, and I think now that I've tried it twice with this couple, I think I'm good on having sex with them, just because, like, we have such a good time hanging out.
Yeah.
I kind of want to just hang out and not have sex.
Yeah.
If
So,
they made
fair enough.
advances towards you while you're hanging out with them, what would you do?
Yeah, and they're like, so, I've been thinking about your pussy.
No, because I don't want his to
No.
be around his dick.
But there's no, like let's have
Like-
that uncomfortable conversation. If they fully, there's no turning away from it, like, oh yeah, your cat's pretty cool. What do you say in response? Say thank you, but no thank you.
Oh yeah, I'd be like, guys, I just don't think I'm feeling the sex.
Yeah.
Because, and that may change, maybe with like a shit ton of alcohol, because last time I came home, or the morning after our last threesome, I was throwing up at work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And this time I was like, there's no fucking way I'm ever doing that again.
Mhm.
So I wasn't that intoxicated.
Mhm.
I don't know. But yeah, anyways, that's what's new with me.
Nice.
It's new in the
Not
cooter.
sacrificing.
Not
my
sacrificing.
pussy.
Yeah, no. You got butchered a little bit.
Mhm.
Not with small dicks. No.
Yeah, no.
Sorry. Not happening.
I think life's too short.
Yeah.
But again, how do you know?
No. You know what? Because he's a good kisser.
Yeah.
He has like decent hands, decent feet. Like,
yeah.
you know, like he's a bigger guy.
No.
I wouldn't have thought.
Yep.
Like, my ex's dick is probably 3 times the size.
Oh.
So
But
it's
hey,
really small.
he's making up for length in gifts
Yeah.
and dates.
True.
That's
So
what I'm
he
saying.
knows it too.
He puts
Oh,
the effort in.
one-
It's
you
not
have
just
to
about
know.
size.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
Look, he's just happy he's getting a fucking threesome.
yeah, true. With 2 really hot chicks.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, mates.
Well.
Anybody been beating their meat?
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. I literally, so I was late to work this morning, and last night I tried to put myself to bed. Didn't work, but one of the things I did, among many other things, was masturbate like 4 or 5 times. Still didn't do shit. I just kept wanting to watch Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
Yep,
And
I feel
just-
that.
It's on Disney Plus, by the way. What?
I know.
Yeah.
But literally came so many times and felt like after I come, I like relax and just like feel the throbbing. It's kind of like a whip it and just feel it.
I love that.
No, literally tell me
Yeah.
I'm fucking wrong,
Yeah.
bro. And I'm just like, and I hope I just melt away into the bed, and then I'd be like, open one eye. I'm like, fuck, like I'm still alive. Like
Yeah, every morning, honest to God.
wanting to be sleeping and it didn't work. But have been masturbating. Oop. No new toys, but I'm getting a book, and I'll save that for the next episode.
Nice.
Who's next?
Okay, well, I didn't have like a masturbation story, but I did have like the best sex the other day.
Yes,
I just
tell
gotta
us
talk
about
about it. Okay, so I feel like I never do this with sex because I'm very like, let's just like do foreplay and then like get into it, right? Like as literally as quick as fucking possible. But I remember you talking about this a long time ago that you like to be massaged, like to initiate it.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it. And so I asked my partner, I was like, hey, like I really want like a back massage, like my back hurts, like whatever. But it wasn't just, and he was like, okay, so we'll go in the bed and like whatever, set the vibe. He gets the wedge out.
Oh, the wedge.
I'm like, yes. I'm on the wedge, and it was actually perfect because I was like kind of propped up so he could like get my back. Anyway, so but I was like fully naked because I was like, this is gonna get into sex, and
Yeah.
this will be like a good get into it vibe. Anyway, so he's massaging me, and I was just like trying to actually just like get myself in the moment, and I was like, this is the best way to like start having
Right?
sex because you don't even have to like talk about it. Like it's just like
Thank you.
happening.
And you can feel that energy shift
Yeah.
from
Mhm.
like sensual to like okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like gets a little bit more like playful and rough
Mhm.
and kind of like hands start
Yeah.
sliding.
Yes.
The
Oh.
anticipation of like coming down like your hips and like your butt, and then like there's like a little ooey gooey center.
but
you
it's
know?
Yeah.
there's always a tease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Always.
it's just like I feel like when you're like I just pictured you. I just saw
Yeah.
you naked in
Thank
my
you.
mind.
Amazing.
Down like that, the ass looks fat and the puss is just like peeking out, you know.
Yes.
But it's like glistening because you're just a little bit
Yes.
moist, you know.
Maybe
I
some
know.
coconut oil.
Okay, but side note to this. So it was great sex. I used Wandy, like life was good.
Wow.
But no, I've talked about this so many times. And once again, like it's too embarrassingly sweaty to like handle, but I'm lotioned up, so now I'm slippery. Now I'm slippery, but like, okay, this was the part where it got kind of weird because like I was like so sweaty to the point like it was like so like slipping around, and then he started kind of like feeling it, and I was like, oh, like a fucking window washer on my back, like legit, and I was just like, oh my god, like it kind of took me out of it for a sec because I was like, oh, I'm so wet.
He's like going like this with the fucking
It's all dead skin.
There's so much of it, like so much.
Or you, oh my god, you're like getting pounded and you
Yeah.
just feel his like a sweater or something he grabs, just like wipes your back.
He's fucking
off.
and then he's like, oh.
You go rocket launching forward. He like hits you with the head. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, so the lotion was questionable.
And I think oil would have been even worse because
The coconut oil, it's like,
and that would have really clogged your pores, so it would just have been like a sheet.
yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, but that's how that works. There's always something. Like, it's great and then something happens.
You just only do so much. You know?
It's true. It's true.
Oh god.
But yeah.
That's fucking fantastic. A for effort though. Set the mood, grab the wedge.
Yeah, right? It was nice to be, like, do something, like, different. You know what I mean? Just, like, switch it up in the tiniest way.
Yeah.
Oh, getting a massage and then going into sex is like my favorite thing ever.
I feel like I gotta try it now.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's
What?
probably happened at some point, but I've never like intentionally got
Yeah.
a massage and been like, you're gonna eat this pussy. You know?
Yeah.
And it's just this like beautiful like giving and receiving of like pleasure, like intimacy that like goes into like you're gonna fuck me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we love that. We really do.
We both
Well,
love
you're
that.
like primed and prepped, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your body's just like, meh. And I feel like it connects you to your body too.
Mhm.
Because you're feeling sensations rather than like being in your head.
Yep.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
something. I wonder if the orgasm's better. If you orgasm.
Oh, I'm gonna pay attention to that.
You know?
Try it out, yeah.
Because you're like, you're
Like,
stimulated.
You're heightened.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fully. Your blood's flowing too.
Yeah.
It just is
Yeah.
like nice to go from like that romantic like intimacy to that sexual intimacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Mhm.
all I don't know what I was gonna say, but I was picturing a spaceship and he like turns on all the switches. I don't know. All systems are a go.
All systems are go. Prepare for takeoff.
Yeah, no, literally, and then suddenly slips his hand to your cooch.
Oh my god.
And you're like, yay.
Oh my god.
Tell me that wasn't bang on, guys. All systems are a go. I think. Unless,
I have one. I have this. I've done this 3 times now, but masturbated while my partner's masturbating.
yes,
Oh.
yes.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do that lately.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm just like, can we just masturbate together? Because like I
Yeah.
just don't want the length of sex, and like
Mhm.
I honestly like I don't want to do any work.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't want you to pleasure me. I want me to pleasure me.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just like, and it's totally like I don't think we have listened to a meditation that was fucking wild. I had
Whoa.
the best orgasm, and then I'm just like in this like
Abundance.
like I'm just like in this meditative state, and I'm playing like a guided one, and she's like, I don't know what she was talking about, but it just like flowed so
Oh.
intensely, and I'm just like from my orgasm still in that like bubble of
Yeah.
everything is amazing.
I did the same thing. I was listening to that meditation that you said, that abundance one, and I'm like coming, and I'm like, I'm in control of my life.
My god.
Literally, and then you like go back because I masturbated like 3 times. It's like a 20-minute video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then every time I'm like, money. And then I'm like, happiness.
I do it almost every night, I swear.
It's fantastic.
Try it.
Yeah.
It feels weird, but
Wait, so
try
I don't
it.
understand. Does she tell you how to masturbate, or it's
No,
just
it's just a normal meditation. But you're
Oh.
coming and using that like whole body awakeness to guide those thoughts into fruition.
your iPod's on shuffle in the car. It changes to it. You're like, huh?
It was so stupid.
Yeah.
I think you guys are doing sex
Yeah.
magic.
I literally think so, bro. Like, it was when I masturbated that I decided about, like, this big decision I was going to make in my life. And all of a sudden, like, it was, like, post-cum clarity. And I was like, this is how you're going to do it.
Exactly why. Literally, I try it. Okay, now that you've done it with the abundance meditation, I'll send you another one to try it with. Because, yeah, you're in that just, like, openness because you just had, like, this super connection and an explosion of amazing hormones. And it's just like, Emily, do this.
Yeah, no, literally, bro. It's an epiphany. It's like the equation for an epiphany. You have a clear mind. You're super happy. You are putting yourself first, and it's like pleasure and like love. And then also, if you just throw a few thoughts in there and then project them, you're like, what?
It's like a rocket ship for intention.
You know what I mean? Oh, God.
That post-nut clarity.
Yeah, post-nut clarity.
It do be like that, though.
Pre-nut manifestation and post-nut clarity.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the title of this episode.
Literally.
Post-nut clarity.
Oh,
That goes really well.
real fucking quick. Now back to abortion.
Yeah. That real post-nut clarity.
Perfect segue. I just got She's funny and she doesn't even try. Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
Perfect segue.
Yeah.
So today you got nicely settled. Now it's time for the ooey gooey, sticky, icky, dirty, filthy, nasty center of it all. Mate. Dunga. What is that, kangaroo?
What?
Dunga. Is that what you said?
Dunga.
Do you think Australians speak a different language?
Dunga. They kind of do, honestly.
Actually,
wait, what does
that's
dungaroo mean? Dungaroo.
Dungaroo, mate.
Dungaroo.
No.
Hey Siri, what's a dungaroo?
I thought that meant like pants or shorts. No, that's dungarees. Never
Hey
mind.
Siri, what's a dungaroo?
I thought
Routing channels.
a dunkaroo was like you dunk it in the icing.
But I'm saying dunkaroo totally, but where does that come from? And then I said
Dungaroo.
dungaroo.
Because you're dunking a roo.
I know,
Dunkaroo.
but I think
I know,
they made
but-
a play on words is I think why they decided to monetize that name.
Yeah, because you're dunking a roo.
No,
Kangaroo.
I understand. But if
Yes,
they wouldn't just put a kangaroo on it and go, roo, we're going to dunkaroo. They'd go, dunkaroo, that's money.
Oh.
Yeah, like they got it.
Got it.
And maybe I'm wrong.
In my
That's what
brain, I
says.
just Dunkaroo's Australian. Just that's what was going on up here.
I did not correlate Australia to it at all.
I'm so
Dunkaroo.
stupid.
Siri has no answers. We're going to move on.
No.
From this one.
All right, so who wants to go first with their topic?
Okay, today we're going to learn a lot about what are our 4 topics. We have pregnancy signs, we have abortions in Edmonton, we have emergency contraception, which is a cool one, and then we also have abortion aftercare, so what it looks like if you do get, let's say, like a surgical abortion.
Hi, my name's Maddie, and
Hi,
I'm
Maddie.
doing emergency contraceptions.
All right. Take her away.
Okay, so I was actually quite surprised to find out that there isn't very many forms of emergency contraception. There's really only 2. So obviously we all know the morning after pill, and then the other one is actually an IUD, and I will get into that. For the morning after pill, you have to take the pill within 3 days of unprotected sex for it to be effective, or as soon as condom breaks, take it as soon as you can, but up to 3 days. So there's that. An IUD can be fitted up to 5 days after unprotected sex, or up to 5 days after the earliest time you could have ovulated for it to be effective.
Okay.
So there's that. The IUD is more effective than the contraceptive pill at preventing pregnancy. Less than 1% of women who use the IUD get pregnant, but we've kind of touched on that in the past.
Yeah.
There are some side effects of taking the morning after pill. You can get headaches, stomach pains. I've actually never taken one before.
Really?
No, so I have no idea. I've heard that they actually can start your period.
Yep.
But I have no experience with that.
What I know about Plan B and emergency contraception, like pills, is that if you go to your drugstore, Plan B is what, like $40?
Mm-hmm.
It comes with one pill. If you throw up after 3 hours or within 3 hours of consuming it, it most likely didn't work because you threw it up. But if you're over, it's like 150 pounds, it doesn't work for you. So Ella is for a larger weight range, but even then, I don't think it's super.
I actually just remembered something.
Yeah.
I would have to fact check this, but I have heard that if you do take birth control and the morning after pill can cancel each other out.
Oh, that's interesting.
But I don't take me for a fact because I don't quite know. But I can go into what's in them. So I still don't know. Levono contains levonorgestrel. It's a synthetic man-made version,
Not anymore.
version of the natural hormone progesterone produced by the ovaries. Taking it. I'm so sorry. I'm struggling so much with this. Taking it's thought to stop or delay the release of the egg. And then Ella-1 contains ulipristal acetate, which stops progesterone working normally. This also works by stopping or delaying the release of the egg. So that's about it.
Also, I'll link it down below, but when I got mine, I went to I don't remember exactly, but it's like a clinic downtown, like in Edmonton. I don't remember if it's like a women's only or what it was, but I'll link it down below. But you can go there. You just have to have an appointment with one of their like nurses or whatever, and then they just ask you like what happened or whatever. Just say like the condom broke or whatever, and then you do like they offer a STD test, like just like a P test, and then you get your Plan B for $10.
Nice.
Wow.
That's sick.
awesome.
That's super fucking accessible because that shit actually is expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll link it down below. But yeah, that's where I got mine when I used it.
Was it the birth control center or whatever?
It might be. Yeah, sounds familiar. But yeah, I'll for sure link it. But I just don't remember what it was right now.
Okay, before we move on to the next topic, I have to ask you guys, what was your like craziest or most scary pregnancy scares? Like, walk me through it.
Go ahead.
Okay, I can go first. I haven't had a super scary one, but there was this one time I was cooking chicken, and sometimes when chicken's like it goes bad, it'll like be slimy or it'll smell weird, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so I was cooking the chicken. I thought it smelled weird. Called my partner over. He was like, "It smells totally fine." Then I cooked it, and it tasted funny. And I know sometimes when you're pregnant, like, things can taste off. But I didn't think much about it. I was like, okay. And then my period was late. And then, you know, as soon as you start to think that you're pregnant, you start freaking out. And then your body starts to, like, almost create the symptoms for you.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, fuck, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
And then things start happening that, like, almost reassures you. And then I took a pregnancy test, and I was negative. But, yeah, that was probably the scariest one because I had way more symptoms than I had ever have. But that's about it.
Shit.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it definitely like is so easy to convince yourself that you're pregnant. Like, there's been a few times, like we were talking about this before, of like sitting in my like boyfriend's truck, and I was like, "You have to take me to the like gas station. We need to get a pregnancy test right now." Like, I'm pregnant, and I was like bawling, and I was like, I know that I'm pregnant. Like, my nipples are sensitive, and like I don't feel good, and I'm tired, and like, and you like came inside me or whatever.
Yeah.
And yep. And then I got my period like 2 days later.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I guess my hormones were just a bit weird.
Yeah, hysteria right on time.
Yeah.
You can still get your period and be pregnant. Though.
Yep. Totally.
True.
Mhm.
But I took a pregnancy test also.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. But man, I think I still have pregnancy tests in my like secret box.
Oh, 100%. You don't even need to hide it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
like,
know?
Yeah.
But it's still just chilling there somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I've honestly had a lot because I'm stupid, but I would say probably like my worst one was, it wasn't like I had any symptoms, but it was like, it was like the first time I had sex, and because of my gorilla grip, he pulled out and the condom was stuck.
Oh.
So I was like, fuck. So I took it out, and then that's when I went to the clinic because I was like, it's in a condom. Like, you never know. Like, it could have broke or like something. And I think it was like I either just started the pill or maybe was like just about to. So it was just like I was so scared. Like, I was like, fuck. Like, you know, that was like the worst case scenario for like first time having sex. But then took the pill and I was like completely fine. But definitely fucking scary.
Yeah.
It's the worst feeling because you're like, oh.
And how did you feel going into, like, where did you go to get the?
Yeah, so that was that place downtown. I just don't, it was like, honestly, thank God, but like, if anyone is out there in high school and if you have the option to take COM over summer, take it in the summer. Because we had this like sex educator, which I wish we could just have on the podcast, like came and told us like everything A to B, like what you need to do if there's like pregnancy scare, abortion, like anything. And he told us about this clinic downtown that you can get the pill for $10. And I just like, I remembered it from COM and I just was like, I'm going there. Like,
Wow.
That's such an important piece of information.
Mhm.
I sure
Oh my
should
gosh,
do
do you
that.
remember the teacher's name?
I don't remember.
I
I'd
wish
have
you
to,
could look it up in your
Yeah.
transcript.
yeah, I'll have to look, but that would be
So
awesome.
you can
That
reach out to them.
would
That would
be
be fucking
sick.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
My experience was sex with my ex in his parents' house. We had a reservation for Chianti in like 2 hours, so we were just like really quick before dinner. Condom broke, full comes inside of me, and I'm like so we run to Shoppers. I'm pretty sure he didn't want to go in, and I was like, you have to go in. I was like, I'm not going in.
Yeah.
Which now I'd be like, where's the plan B? You know?
Yeah.
Took it and then barely could like eat my dinner because I was so afraid to like not come. I was so afraid to throw up my food because the pharmacist was like, if you throw up, you need to get more. And I was like, I am not having a baby. I'm like, my mom's not even gonna know about this. But I just had like this overwhelming sense of guilt. Like I fucked up. Like I should have known better. Like, but it's normal and healthy and safe to have sex. And it was protected sex. Obviously the condom broke, but like if I hadn't at least been taught about Plan B, I don't know what the fuck I would have done.
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, Emily, it's time to get an abortion, I think. His mom's still coming out of me. Like, you know, sat on the toilet, tried to fish it out with my fingers, which really probably pushed it up more. Oh, but it was like the need to almost like poop it out, but you can't shit out of your vagina.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't swallow it.
It was inside of my pussy. I had to take Plan B.
But you don't swallow Plan B.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, okay, I was so confused.
Yeah, you swallow Plan B, but I was trying to like fish the cum out of my vagina.
Oh,
And
sorry.
it didn't. No, sorry. I
Just
didn't.
trying to like
Yeah.
scoop it
I
out.
was very confused.
Create a spoon with your fucking
Gross.
fingers.
But I was because we were talking about emergency contraceptives, pills, morning after pills. Ella the weight limit is up to 195 pounds, which isn't a lot.
No.
And then it says combination birth control pills, which are like all of the, normal ones. And they have no weight limit. And then also the IUDs or the copper IUD specifically has no weight limit. But Plan B, and there's also another one called Next Choice. They're only up to 155 pounds.
That
Crazy.
is so small.
I weighed myself today and I'm 138.
Yeah. Like, that is not like
If you took 2, would it be more effective, or does it work like that?
doubles.
I don't
They,
know.
like, add
I'm
up.
just curious, like if that's how it would work
Gives
with
you
weight.
an extra 155
With
pounds.
Oh, and then I found something else. Oops. Because an IUD would be effective regardless of weight, the copper one. But an IUD out of pocket, if you don't have insurance, is like $1,600 or something. What? It can be $63 to $1,600, but healthcare in Canada is wait. No. I was looking at the states.
Seems
I
like
think.
really expensive because I
wait,
didn't
yeah.
have
$1,300.
My-
And that's in the States though. It's
yeah, that's probably the
Oh,
States. Mine was covered by insurance, but I think it was around a $450.
okay.
for mine.
yeah, I didn't have insurance when I bought my IUD. I paid
Yeah.
out of pocket for it,
And then
and it was $500.
This one for Canada says copper IUD is up to $63 and the hormonal costs up to $380 at Planned Parenthood Toronto.
Yeah,
It's Planned Parenthood in Toronto. But yeah, that's good to know.
because you also had to pay for like getting it
Mhm.
in, and then you had to just like go down to the pharmacy and buy it. So yeah, I think it was like I think it was under 500.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Which, as things go, like as money goes, that's not a lot of money, but to use as an emergency contraception and just pull $500 out of your ass,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Do you guys want to hear something crazy?
Mhm.
I just remembered this. And I don't mean to tell this story in the way to say that you're entitled to your opinion whether you're pro-life or pro-choice, but this is just what happened in my life. So my father is a very religious person, and he got remarried to my stepmom. And this was earlier on in their relationship. I remember this vividly. It was me, my dad, and my stepmom, and we were at Walmart. And I was walking around with my stepmom, and she was pointing at Plan B, and she goes, "This is what happens. Like, if the condom breaks, this is what you need to take." And I remember my dad going, "No, you will never take that. Like, don't take Plan B. Like, that's an abortion right there."
Whoa.
That's so crazy.
So my whole
Yeah.
life, I was terrified to take the morning after pill.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Crazy.
fucked.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Morning after pill really, that was a fork in my life
Mm-hmm.
a few times.
Mm-hmm.
God
Three
damn it.
times, I think. What are you guys at? Like, it's a
Or
competition.
how-
How many
how
times have you, like, taken Plan B?
I think twice.
Twice.
Only one time, yeah.
And I've taken probably like 10 pregnancy tests.
Oh,
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
Maybe
Big
even more.
time.
Yeah,
like, just for
literally.
fun, honestly. It's a Tuesday, let's find out.
Yeah.
Almost every month at this point.
Yeah.
I found
Right.
out taking more than one Plan B pill does not increase your chance of avoiding pregnancy, so I don't think that would be relative to the weight range.
Mm.
But
Interesting.
What is it? Why does it have to do with weight? I don't understand that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like,
Really
why
don't
that
know.
it changes the.
And it's talking
how
about
this
BMI,
effective
which
it
I
is.
thought was like very much so discredited, wasn't it?
Not to general population,
Oh.
but for athletes, no, it doesn't. You don't go based on BMI.
Okay.
But yeah, general population, relative, but also, like, that is if you just look at like some information. You like you have to go way beyond that.
Okay.
So
So don't take BMI to heart.
yeah, don't take BMI to heart.
It's not an indicator of health.
Technically, that is its definition, but I don't believe that. But yeah, that's like the definition. But like you have to look beyond that because these are human beings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, that's a refreshing perspective, and we appreciate it.
yeah.
Another thing I was going to ask is, what is your guys' top of your brain opinion of if you take Plan B, does it, ruin your chances of getting pregnant one day, or like does it like harm you in some way? Because I feel like that's a misconception. What do we think?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Don't care.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But no, I don't
Yeah.
think it does. But I think a lot of people worry about that. Like, isn't
Yeah.
it going to damage you? I feel like it's inherently like
After
bad.
taking birth control for so many years, does it really matter?
exactly.
And you really
Yeah.
think like that is going to be the thing that's going to hurt your fertility? Like, there's so many chemicals in absolutely everything we
Everything,
consume.
yeah.
the
Mhm.
metals.
Like,
Mhm.
you have to look. I don't know. I was doing I was eating something the other day, and it was just like, oh no, okay, on my threesome, it was like taking of that pill. And I was like, I don't really know like what's in it. Like, I don't really want to take it. Meanwhile, I'm talking about doing and like ingesting something else that is so much worse. And
Yeah.
that's fine, but this is, I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
You're like, ooh, is
Yeah.
it organic?
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But honestly, you pick and choose. That's
pick
the
and
beauty
choose.
of being a human being. You can be your own hypocrite if you want to.
True. But
And-
yeah, I don't think that it hurts your fertility.
I think that, I think I've just like heard that. Or maybe it's like, I feel like this is conversations that I've had with like men mostly. That's like, oh, like it's almost an insult. Like they take Plan B all the time. Or like, oh, like that's fucked up. I don't know. Like it's just like a damaging factor almost, but it's really not.
There's a bug crawling on the ground over there.
Oh, buggy.
Sorry,
see it.
I'm distracted.
But yeah, I think that was a lot. Why don't we move on to the next one?
Oh yeah, pregnancy signs.
Pregnancy signs.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so pregnancy signs. So we were kind of chatting about this earlier, but they're kind of the same as like your period symptoms, so it's pretty hard to decipher, and like maybe they're heightened a little bit, but also like we just said, we can like totally convince ourselves that we're pregnant. But here's some of the like signs is like you missed your period, or your period is late, or just it's like some weird spotting.
Put a finger down if.
Yeah, literally. Literally put your hands up. Okay, so if you ever missed a week of your period.
100%.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yep.
Irregular as fuck.
Breasts are sensitive and sore.
Yep, right now.
Yep. Morning or all day sickness.
Yep.
Yeah, I've had that.
When you have your period.
Not like throwing up though. I've just felt like
that's true. Me neither.
I feel like the last 2 months you've thrown up more than you have in the last 4 years.
That's true. I don't know that it had to do with my period, though.
True, but random symptom. What if you were like, holy shit, I'm pregnant?
Well, I'm only sleeping with a woman.
Yeah.
So.
Leave that out of the mix.
yeah. But true. Yeah, that's hilarious. Because this is the only time in my life where I'm like, no, I'm definitely not pregnant.
Yeah.
Cravings. Weird cravings too.
Yeah.
Like
Every period.
you're like, what is happening to me?
Like, every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Right? Salami.
My roommate is pregnant, and so I was kind of asking her what the signs that she found. And she was just saying like she was like really, really tired. Like really tired where it was
There's
like
another one.
yeah,
right.
right. And that can be like related to mental health and so many other things, but you're just like, so you're like, is it this or is it like that, right? It and she even said, she was like, I started crying while she was watching a show.
Okay,
so
well that doesn't apply to me.
I know. She was like, so I guess I'm getting, and she was like, it was over nothing. And she was like, I guess I'm getting more emotional, but as an emotional person, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, seriously though.
And she was just getting spotting. But the biggest kind of like thing I've noticed chatting with people who have been pregnant or who are pregnant is like they had that intuition, knowing like why you have that hunch to like take the pregnancy test. And then when you're taking it out of fear and you're like, oh shit, which maybe you would have even still, but when you're just like, I know.
Yeah.
And it's like whether it's a happy thing or a sad thing.
Yeah.
Or not a sad but a scared thing.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You're like, my body is changing.
Yeah.
And like I gotta like do something or not do something.
Yeah, it's time to make a choice, my friend.
Have you guys ever taken a pregnancy test and you're thinking like, what if I am pregnant? Like, I'm hungover as fuck. I just did like 16 shots last night. Like, smoked a pack.
And the way that you said that, I think, is so important because you said, well, fuck, you're taking the pregnancy test. So already part of you worries that you're pregnant, but you're like, well, what if I am pregnant? And as people who haven't been pregnant, that's because our intuition is not there to support that claim. You know what I mean? I feel like when you know you're pregnant, you fucking know. But I have no clue.
Yeah.
And I think I know.
Yeah.
But even then, when I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, what if I was actually pregnant? You know what I mean? Like, part of me doesn't believe it.
Yes. You know? And then, so I feel like when we're actually pregnant, especially, I guess it depends how well you, like, kind of, like, listen to your body and, like, kind of pick up what your body's telling you a little bit. But I think that we would know. We'd just be like, holy.
There's just been so many times I've taken a pregnancy test and I'm like 100% positive when I turn it over it's going to be a plus. And I'm like, I've convinced myself so much to the point when it's a negative, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you're kind of like, shit, okay. I'm infertile.
Yeah, boys.
When do you decipher if it's intuition or you're doing, that thought is based around fear?
I don't think you'll know until you're actually pregnant.
I don't think so either.
Especially because it's such a habitual cycle that we've created.
And that can bleed into everything. Like when you're making like a crazy decision and you're like, is this really what I want? Or am I just scared as fuck?
Yeah.
But
I have a little story about pregnancy signs. So my mom had my brother when I was about 10 years old. But for the first few months, she didn't know she was pregnant. And we're at West Ed. And you know, like the pirate ship?
Oh.
She's on the pirate ship with us. And
my
mom's a little bit dramatic. but these are like your body's changing, your body's more sensitive.
Yeah.
And on this ride, and my mom loves rides. She's like a mind bender kind of gal, you know what I mean? She is screaming and hauling for this man to stop the ride.
Oh my
Losing
God.
her shit because her butterflies are out of this world.
Oh.
She's like gonna piss herself, and it's like it's not that crazy of a ride.
No.
You're sitting on the boat and you go, woo!
Yeah.
Woo! Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like tick-tock, tick-tock. And my mom's like, holy shit! She's like holding herself together. And
guy
is probably like, he stopped the ride.
Oh,
He literally
no.
stopped the ride. So my
She's like
screaming. My mother is a magician, okay?
Oh,
That woman
no.
sees many things.
Okay, I have a story about your mom.
And yeah, she was pregnant with my little brother.
And that's
Oh
how
my
she
God.
found out?
Yeah, because she was like, "There's something's not right. Like that
Mhm.
shouldn't have happened. I
That's
shouldn't be this sensitive."
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now hit it.
I don't know if we want to add this in, but it was just a funny story about your mom being
Mom.
so, like, just a magician. So one time we snuck into the movie theaters all afternoon. Like, we just snuck in. I think we snuck in candy and shit.
Yeah.
We were just hanging out there, sneaking into different
Movie to movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the guy, like, they noticed, and they kicked us. Yeah, we got caught, and they kicked us out. And so they kicked us out of the building, and Melissa came to pick us up. Oh, crap. Then
It's
Jada's
okay.
mom came to pick us up, and she was screaming.
Oh
She
my
was
God.
You left my kids outside of the movie theater like someone could have kidnapped them.
Oh my
And
God.
she's fucking reaming this guy out, and the security, and then she got us free movie tickets.
Oh my
That's
God.
magic.
I think we
Yeah.
all got free movie, free
Yeah.
popcorn.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
what I'm saying. Like,
Wow.
the next time you have to call TD, man, like I don't
Yeah.
even have to scream, but just I learned a lot from that woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Funny
That's
times.
hilarious.
She really is something.
Yeah.
But yeah, found out from go to an amusement park. If you're really pregnant, you'll find out.
Yeah.
There we go.
Good to know.
Okay, mate.
But
Abortions.
Abortions.
In Edmonton.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I need to read from my notes.
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 Okay, so I'm just gonna read off what we have here because there's honestly only in Edmonton like one main place that you go. But just side note as well, if you do have a family doctor and you're comfortable with that conversation with your family doctor, I'd say you could just go there to, as well, get a test, and then they can refer you somewhere else as well. But there's just the abortion health services. Just like put it into your Google Maps and that's where you go. But I'll put the location and everything in the description. But all their services, they do pregnancy option decision making support. So I'm guessing that's kind of just like talking to people about it. Aspiration abortion services. So termination of confirmed pregnancy up to 20 weeks. So keep that in mind as well. Medical abortion services. And then they also offer mifepristone. And I think from my understanding,
Like the pill.
yeah, like
The
kind of like the
abortion pill.
pill, yeah, that you can take within the 3 days.
Yeah.
Then they offer pre and post abortion counseling. Support services for early pregnancy loss. Birth control counseling, STI testing, and they also do IUD insertion as well. But yeah, if you want to email them, it's info@womenshealthoptions.com.
Resources.
Nice.
Yes.
Come in clutch with the motherfucking resources.
Yeah, so that's like the main place to go. But yeah, obviously just talk to your family doctor as well. I don't think you can go into like a Medi-Center to deal with that. I would definitely recommend your family doctor.
And I think there's, because you mentioned 3 different kinds, I think there's like a full-blown surgical abortion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's like the I don't remember what you said, but there's like,
Yeah.
I don't think the vacuum is a surgical abortion. I think those are 2 different things. And
Yeah.
I think also there's like an abortion pill that's different from puppy.
Yes.
The vacuum one
Yeah.
is up to the 20 weeks.
Okay.
Can you
Mhm.
do anything after that, or
I
Or
don't
is there
think. I don't think
other
legally.
ways?
I don't think.
I think you have to get your doctor's like approval. Like
Permission.
you
Yeah.
have to get further permission
Mm-hmm.
to even get the procedure
Mm-hmm.
after a certain point.
Yeah, unless it's like dangerous for your life and stuff. I think as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. So
Yeah. That's
so then you're just
crazy.
forced to carry the baby.
think so, yeah.
after 20 weeks.
I think so. I think it just goes into like legal stuff.
Could you imagine finding out you're pregnant and it's after 20 weeks?
Hey, well, you know those shows like I didn't know I was pregnant?
Oh my
That
God.
shit scares me. Like sometimes I have bloated days and I'm like, shit.
Yeah, feel it. It's shit in your intestines, but you think it's
Or you
like
feel
a
the
heart.
heartbeat and you're like, huh? Why is that?
That'll make your pussy throb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
But yeah, I think you're right about that other pill. It's like, I think it is like another form of pill that just like basically terminates
Yeah,
the baby.
You like flush everything out.
Exactly.
After,
And I
which
don't
is
think
so
it's
crazy.
very great
No.
either. But
No.
yeah.
And the whole process of it is and can be very traumatic. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know someone who did get an abortion,
Mhm.
and yeah, it was like she was like really upset and like distraught from it, and it was like this huge kind of thing. And then for some, it's just like there's not like that attachment there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, it can be pretty difficult. I can't even imagine.
A person I know had 2 abortions, and she knew because the partner just came inside her and she didn't know about birth control at the time, or maybe it wasn't accessible at the time. So she was just like, yeah, I know I'm pregnant. So I went to the doctor, and yeah, she was telling me that it's they just get you put under, and then you just go in, and then it's kind of like in and out real very, very quick, like that day. But I don't know. She doesn't seem very like traumatized by it, only because she was like, I know I don't want to have this kid right now, so I got to do it. But I don't know. I'm like, my biggest fear is surgery. I've never gotten surgery, so like if I had to get an abortion, that would be fucking terrifying. Like
I didn't know they put you under for that.
I didn't either, because in the movies they're awake. They're
Yeah.
always.
I think there must be different levels to it. That
I don't
you know what,
know.
I should have looked a little bit more, but I don't think you're always put out. I don't think
I don't
this
know.
person that I knew was, but maybe
Yeah.
I'm remembering.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to look into that for sure.
Scary.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't mean to say this to take away from anyone's experience if it was traumatic having an abortion, or just like the tax that it takes on your body, mind, and soul.
Mhm.
But sometimes when I do have that pregnancy test and I like flip it over, my mind goes, holy shit, I'm going to experience an abortion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like, it's very curious, to be honest, because I know that I wouldn't keep a baby at this point in my life.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
can always change my mind, but and then I see it and I'm like, no abortion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
but I'm very like, holy shit, like this whole process is about to begin.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna know what it feels like. That's fucking bonkers, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely bonkers.
Well, I
Crazy.
know if I ever have one anytime soon, I will talk about it on the pod. Which
Yeah.
hopefully not.
Yeah, no, we don't
Fingers
do that.
I think it's just me and you at risk because we don't have IUDs.
Yeah, I don't use contraception at all. I'm pretty sure I'm infertile. Fun fact, I was talking to my doctor like maybe 6 months ago, and she was like, you really should go back on birth control. And I was like, I really don't want to do that. And she was like, how have you not gotten pregnant?
Yeah.
So I've been off of it for 2 years, and I don't use any contraception.
That's
and I've
fucking
never
crazy.
gotten
condoms?
Nope.
Like that's a miracle of God. You've
Yeah.
been raised by God and you're going to heaven, because that is fucking crazy.
And obviously, I just have to be very clear. Obviously, your partner didn't come inside of you.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm like,
There's-
she
still
just squirts
so
it out.
many. There's
No,
no
that's
way.
too much risk. He obviously pulls out, but I still feel like there
Still.
is risk.
Yeah, oh, big time.
Well, you know what though?
Don't you dare tell me pull out is safe.
No.
Oh,
I don't think pull-out
God.
is safe. No, but I was the person to take 5 birth control pills to make up for the week that I didn't take them.
Yeah.
And
That's
my boyfriend,
crazy.
yeah. So we know
Yeah.
the birth control wasn't working. Like I took it at the same time every day, anyways.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No.
But my boyfriend for literally 7 years
Mhm.
would just use pull-out, and then I had an IUD probably like 3 years ago.
Mhm.
But yeah, up until then, like we didn't use condoms or
Yeah.
anything.
Wow.
So
But also thinking about that too, back onto like the pregnancy thing, like people try to get pregnant for like
Oh.
years
Yes.
It's
and then
so
don't. Like
weird.
they're fully trying to
Yes.
have a kid.
Yeah.
They're like
You
tracking
know?
their ovulation.
Yeah.
Like, that's
So like
crazy.
it could just happen. I guess you just don't. I don't know.
Exactly, and of course age is a factor of that as well, but I feel like we transition from being like, oh my god, I sneezed, I'm pregnant, to, oh my god, I cannot get pregnant to save my life. Or like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I'm not pregnant by now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
this like perspective of like, it being a threat or a danger or lurking around every corner. It's not the reality necessarily, you know?
Yeah.
And then you throw in whether you want kids into that mix too, and you're like, where am I? This is not what they taught me, you know?
Yeah.
But all sorts of spicy.
I wouldn't say I'm afraid to get pregnant because I know what I will do if I do become pregnant. But, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I've literally had sex at my peak ovulation date, and still nothing has happened.
Well, that's good, though, because you're not thinking about it. Like, if it was me, I'd be thinking about it every day. That shit eats at me. And I have an IUD. Like,
yeah.
No. What is next is abortion aftercare. So a lot of this is for, like, more surgical procedures, but you can expect things like your periods are more irregular after the abortion. What I read said, like, your first few might be weird, either a lot more bleeding or a lot less bleeding, but from experience from people that I have met and who have had abortions, it's been a lot more severe in their cases. I don't know what like circumstances would affect how fucked up your periods are following that, but I feel like it would take a long time for your body to fully regulate because your whole like menstrual cycle resets because you've in like a biological perspective achieved the goal and then didn't achieve the goal, so it's like rebooting. I don't know why am I making our system a robot. It can take anywhere from 16 days to 2 months for your hormone levels to reset after an abortion. You would expect to take some like medication for a surgical abortion, so like antibiotics, pain meds, because you'll probably cramp a shit ton as well. The biggest thing that I read for aftercare for abortions is do not insert anything after your procedure. Don't douche, don't have sex, like...
It's kind of like a hysterectomy.
Yeah, don't take baths, don't swim, but you can put a NuvaRing ring inside of you if that is your form of birth control.
Interesting.
Right? Which I was kind of surprised because I thought maybe like no hormones in your body for a little bit too, but I don't know. You may bleed for 1 to 4 weeks after the procedure with various flow levels and colors, so it'll be like really light or really dark. It all just depends on the person, their body, their experience. And clots on a regular basis. But they're small. If they're big, go to your doctor. You know? But like you know, you have a bloody nose, but it's like snotty, and you're like, you know, I actually never get bloody noses.
Or sometimes even there's like clumps in your period.
Yeah, the whole wall just comes out.
Yeah.
So pregnancy symptoms that you had because you were pregnant will still continue for roughly 7 to 10 days after the procedure, which is, I feel like, a whole sort of mind fuck whether you like miscarry or have an abortion, because your body is still like, I'm pregnant, and you're like, no, you're not.
You're like, no, sweetie. You're
And I
Not
think
anymore.
that's like fucked, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways. And then things to watch out for would be excessive bleeding. So what the ratio for this was, get ready, this is juicy, you're going to be able to picture it.
I'm ready.
You bleed through a pad in 1 hour, but for 3 hours in a row. That is considered excessive bleeding. And I don't know about you guys, but I have never, ever bled through a pad. And I've had some heavy periods, and I've, like, maybe leaked, because a pad will get, like, squished between my thighs, but I've never, like, soaked the entire thing and had it be, like, a...
Really?
You know? No. Unless, like, but in an hour?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My periods are fucked.
I thought I had pretty heavy periods half the time. I've never, like, tip to tip.
Although they haven't been
soaked.
that bad in a while. A really long time.
Holy shit. But yeah, soaked a full pad in an hour for 3 hours straight is like excessive bleeding. 10 out of 10 bad cramps, like, which I was thinking about you when I read that, because I was like, that's like every 2 months for you. Fever or chills, those are all things that shouldn't be happening, and those are signs of like an incomplete abortion or a miscarriage or possibly an infection as well. And what that is if there's like tissue left inside of your body from the fetus or baby or whatever. The thing growing inside of you. And it just like stays in the room. So you gotta like fully like scrape it out.
That's scary.
I know, isn't that so crazy? So I didn't get much on heal time, but I feel like it's like 2 weeks to a month for like physical cramping and like pregnancy stuff to go away, and then periods I feel like would take a little bit longer maybe.
And this is for more medical abortions,
Yeah.
or is this with the vacuum
That's
as well?
I feel like that's vacuum and surgical for what you should expect. I imagine with the pill as well, cramping, pregnancy symptoms, all of that's normal. I just think you're probably gonna. Actually, I would say this goes across the board because when you have an abortion, you're like bleeding it out. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like your body's gonna like release all of the tissues and stuff the same way you would in a period because it doesn't need them anymore. Like flushes you the fuck out.
Yeah, like
That's
period
not
times
fun.
100.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing like a little Lego guy like in the womb, and then you have like the vacuum, and you just like suck him, and he's like, no.
I'm like, do we make these graphics?
Yeah.
Oh no. But yeah, that sounds like a lot of like emotional, mental, physical labor. And we're just predisposed to it for the most part.
Yeah.
I didn't choose this.
Yeah, I would never want to have an abortion.
Yeah.
Just to
I
like
don't-
go through
yeah.
it. I would never want that.
I'm still curious, but I think it's just curiosity, not thinking straight.
Yeah,
You know?
totally.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what would be really fun this year?
Yeah.
You guys actually this weekend?
2021 goal.
Yeah, no, it's not. I'm not romanticizing it, but I'm still
No.
just like, I just want
It's
Yeah.
kind of like, what does it feel like to get like shot?
to
No, like
Yeah?
it's like that.
Fair
You just
enough.
like want to know.
Fair
an
enough.
accurate
It's like
comparison.
the teaser. It's like the taser.
Yeah. Like you don't want it to happen, but you're just like, I wonder what that
Yeah, like it. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, hopefully
no one
not,
shoot
'cause
me.
grabs a BB gun. But I'm like, my coochie's sore just thinking about it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Ugh.
one is
Segue.
I have one more thing.
Okay.
Just a little game.
Oh no.
I want to know. What would you say if one of us in this room was just pregnant right now? Like, what would be your first? Like, would you go, congratulations? Or
No,
would
I'd
you
be like, okay, so when do you want me to drive you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
literally.
the appointment.
I'd be like, do you want this to happen? Because if not, like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
I
we
wouldn't,
need
I
a
wouldn't
plan.
even ask. I wouldn't even ask. I'd be like, okay, well, let's go.
Yeah,
So
let's
the
go.
consensus is no.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no.
Unless you already told us you wanted to be pregnant.
Yeah.
But that
And even then, hot
And
girl
then-
summer, it's still happening.
Yeah.
that brought up a thought because you had to have this conversation very recently of someone sharing that information and then you going like, you know, like just
Yeah,
walking
yeah,
that
yeah.
line, being like, how do you want to be supported right now,
Yeah.
without trying to like put your own ideas into it. But
Exactly.
I during work a few months ago, I went outside with this person and they were like really stressed, and I was like, do you want to talk? And they were like, yeah, I really have to tell you something, and we don't really talk that much, so I was very surprised. But because of the pod and like just like us and all, but they were like, I'm going to get an abortion and I'm really scared and I can't tell my mom, and like I was like, if you need a ride, give me a call.
Aw.
But yeah, it was a crazy little experience, and I was like, holy shit, like that's crazy. And the thoughts going through this person's brain were a lot like along the lines of, my mom had me young and she did fantastic, so I understand where she's coming from in terms of like wanting me to see it through. But
Yeah.
I don't think this is for me, and you know what, I'm proud of myself for making this decision. And I was like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, good for you, man.
Aw, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We are really lucky to have the people we have in our lives if that were to happen to any one of us.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
totally true. Well, with that, mates, we've got a comments, queefs, and concerns, and I think this one is concerns.
It's lots
Yeah.
of concerns.
It's
Yeah.
not to let get you pregnant, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who you never want to have sex with.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, well, we couldn't show you the picture of what they look like anyways, because that would be illegal, I'm pretty sure.
But can we see it?
I don't have it.
Oh no.
But she said he looked ugly, so.
Of
That's
course.
What you have to
Yeah.
go off of.
Yeah.
Why would he not look ugly?
This person seems violent.
Yes. So, one of my dear friends, she'll probably be watching this, so hi.
Thanks for the content.
She is online dating, and she sent me a profile of just a scum of the earth man, and this is his bio. So I'm gonna read it, and then you guys can react to it. Really strap yourselves in for this one.
Mhm.
No kids, no fat girls, no hoes, no immature little self-absorbed sluts. That one's really important. No girls without their license.
I'm just kidding. I have my license for it, just in case you guys are wondering.
No girls that make less than $18 an hour. And then in brackets he writes, that's being nice. No girls with insanely high body counts and psychological damage as a result. And then he ties it all together with saying, I am waiting for a healthy woman that's beautiful inside and out, who's mature enough to not let other women make her jealous and tainted. If you're vaccinated or you're pro-vax, please stay away. Setting my standards high and I won't budge, ladies. I know what I'm worth.
Oh my
Fuck
god.
you. Fuck you,
Can I
honestly.
see it?
Oh, yeah.
Like, who hurt you?
Yeah.
Literally, oh my god.
So, no fat girls, number one. Just wrong. I'm sorry,
Just
but like
wrong
that's
immediately.
just fucked up. And
Yeah.
you can be like, I have a preference, but like, I'm sorry, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
oh my god, that's just so gross. And it's like, there's a reason that this world is unsafe for a lot of people, and that's part of the reason. No hoes, again, same narrative. We already talked about this. We're gonna dissect this, okay? No immature little self-absorbed sluts.
That really just has like a nice ring to it.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Goes
my
on
new
top.
Instagram bio.
That should be
Yeah.
a tramp stamp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What says the immature, self-absorbed? I don't
Like-
know,
Baby back
man.
bitch.
Yeah.
No high body count. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
What
What
does
is
it matter?
Yeah.
So
Why?
you can gaslight them into thinking your dick is good. Like,
Yeah.
literally.
No girls that make less than $18 an hour. That's being nice. I'm sorry, but what
Like
does
what?
capitalism have to do with your dating life? I just
Yeah.
what? Like, and I get it. Maybe you want standards, totally, but like, who the fuck gave you permission? The psychological damage as a result of a high body count. One, those things don't fucking correlate.
No.
and
not
you
even
have
close.
psychological damage.
And two, psychological damage that comes from sex is often based off of like assault,
Trauma.
which men like this perpetuate.
yes,
Yep.
literally.
So, and you know what? I don't know this person. Maybe they've gone to, and she said oil field without being prompted.
like.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe this person's gone through some shit, but that's just like
That
so
does not allow them to
wildly
say,
out of context. I
Yeah.
would not feel safe around this person. I'm waiting for a healthy woman that's beautiful inside and out.
healthy
Okay.
and he doesn't like vaccines.
Yeah.
Who's mature enough not to let another woman make her jealous and tainted. How?
How does
This
that
is the
taint
one.
you?
This is the one that really, really stuck out to me both times that you read it. Like, survey. How do you taint a woman? Just wondering. Asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Depends what taint means.
How? Like, you. That's so fucked up. Like, you can like. There's this narrative of like, again, having an abortion that makes you dirty.
Mhm.
Taking Plan B that makes you dirty. If you're assaulted, that makes you dirty. Like,
Being a sex
Yeah.
worker makes you dirty.
yes, exactly. There's no such thing as a fucking tainted woman.
Yeah.
Or person. Like, that's just so fucked up. And then the vax just speaks for itself. I know it's probably sus as fuck to get a vaccine, but I'm still gonna do it. I don't know. That was just very interesting.
You know those things on the internet where it's like something like that, but then they turn it to complete sarcasm, where they just put like all the emojis between each thing. So it's like no fat chicks, you put the like pregnant woman, and then it's like vaccines, you
No.
put the like fucking inject thing, like you just like emojis through like the full thing.
Hunter, like,
Yeah.
steam coming out of his nose.
No.
Yeah.
And then the final words, just to end it off, I know my worth.
Yeah.
Puts like the
Yeah.
praying
And that you
hands.
don't respect women?
Yeah.
Buddy, I don't
Question
think you
Respect
do.
people. I don't know, man. That's just sus as fuck.
Yeah,
Well,
it's fucked up.
welcome to
Oil
Alberta.
patches sus.
Oil patches sauce. It's funny that someone would actually like
Say that.
say that.
I'm very curious, honestly. I want to like meet this person and be like, so how has your success been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are the type of people that hit you up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
For
just so
real.
Because what you're putting out is not.
Attractive.
Yeah.
It's just like gross and like,
Yeah.
okay, you have way too much time to like judge other people as I'm judging this person fully, but
Mhm.
you have way too much time to fucking judge other people based on what you think you deserve rather
Yeah.
than like, I don't know.
I feel
fucking
like
weird.
you're allowed to judge someone for judging someone. or for judging people,
Yeah, just
right?
because I did it under this way makes it okay. But honestly, who gives a fuck? We all judge people.
Yeah,
It's true.
And I'm judging this person because he's a piece of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
how we justify it.
There's no two ways about it.
Yeah,
That's-
like I will fully admit I'm judging your piece of shit, small dick motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
A little wrap up.
Yeah.
Sorry to leave on an angry note.
Chaos. But
Yeah.
honestly, it's really fun reading the comments, piece, and concerns that you guys email in. So keep email. Oh my god. Keep emailing us your stories if you have anything that's like funny or crazy or just you want to know some
You want to
information.
just talk to us?
Yeah.
Good. You up?
Message us.
Yeah. a little
You want our
up.
unsolicited advice?
Yeah.
But email it in at comments, queefs, concerns, gmail.com.
Nice.
Yay!
Yay.
We're all dead inside.
We're doing great.